Okay, so this is my request to English Heritage to pray by the Hillstone each morning at sunrise for everyone. So I'm just going to read it. Dear Kate, on the 10th of January 2017 I attended the Roundtown meeting held at the Antrobus Hotel Amesbury with the intention of making a request to English Heritage relating to access to Stonehenge for prayer. I intended making that request at the point in the meeting assigned for any other business, but just before that point arrived, an intention was intimated by the solstice coordinator, Lucy, to give due consideration to extend the access of Stonehenge at the winter solstice by allowing Merlin to conduct a solstice eve ceremony and with an intimate gathering by the Hillstone. At the time, it appeared to me to be a very positive development, and thus I declined to deliver my request at that time because I felt it may have appeared that I was taking advantage of the apparent development by attempting to extend that consideration even further. Of course, that is not the case, and I now feel that it is appropriate for me to deliver my request to you, in the knowledge that it is not a demand and that I am of the opinion that any access afforded to Merlin to conduct a winter solstice eve ceremony would not set a precedent for further access to Stonehenge, but would simply be an extension of the existing winter solstice celebration and, if embraced, could be viewed as a kind and understanding act on the part of English Heritage. And so, in summary, I do not see the acceptance of a winter solstice eve ceremony as setting a precedent for further free access to Stonehenge outside of the current solstice and equinox arrangements. With regards to my own request, and I hope that is clearly understood. Thus, I request the freedom of access for myself and the people to pray by the Hillstone at Stonehenge upon the sunrise of each morn. Ideally, my request would be for the freedom of access to pray inside the stone circle itself, but with the private sunrise viewings being such an important income generating source for English Heritage, I see that it would be highly unlikely that such a request would be accepted, and so I would view the freedom to pray by the Hillstone as an acceptable compromise. I request that freedom of access to the Hillstone for prayer and worship be given for the 15 minutes before sunrise as seen from Stonehenge, and for 15 minutes thereafter, and as the timing of the as seen event at Stonehenge occurs approximately 15 minutes after the official sunrise time itself, then I request that the total 30 minutes of free access commences on each morn from the said time of the official sunrise. The timing of this access would not interfere with general public movements in any way, and the raised footpath by the Hillstone could act as a dividing parameter between those who choose to access Stonehenge for purely spiritual reasons and those who are prepared to pay for access to the stone circle itself. I feel that this would be an acceptable arrangement for all parties concerned, and far from inhibiting the experience of groups paying for exclusive access to the stone circle, the evidence of the Winter Solstice Celebration of 2016 would suggest that experience of stones as a living temple would greatly enhance people's experience of Stonehenge. To add, this arrangement would not come as an extra cost to English Heritage because the security team assigned to protect the stones from harm would still be in attendance at the time. I hope that this request is seen to be fair and reasonable to all concerned, and may I take this opportunity to highlight the fact that Christian places of worship offer such exemptions to cost for the right of spiritual access to pray. And by way of giving evidence of this fact, and of demonstrating the genuine intentions of my request, please view the extract from the book I have written, A Pilgrimage for Brian Hoare, A Spiritual Journey of Relevance. I've been thinking, during the last stages of my walk, of what I was going to say at the entrance to the cathedral in order to gain admission. I knew that because of the tourist industry there was a sizable entrance fee, but there was absolutely no way I thought the cathedral could expect me to pay that, not only because I was on a pilgrimage, but also because of the reasons for my pilgrimage. And so, as I approached the main gate, I wondered what my reception would be. I saw an attendant by the swing gate, which was adjacent to to the queue full of tourists waiting to pay their entrance fees and explained, "Excuse me sir, I'm just completing a pilgrimage from the ruins of Barking Abbey and I wondered if I may pass at the crypt." I asked, "Get a grip, mate, for fuck's sake." "Oh, no problem," he replied, and then immediately opened up the swing gate in order to let me pass. Blimey, that wasn't too bad, and just how it should be, I thought. I've attached a copy of the said book for your perusal, if you desire, and please view a video of me praying as close as I could to the Hillstone this morning, but unfortunately being separated by the barbed wire fence. There's a connection link. I inform you that I shall present my request for the freedom of passage to pray by the Hillstone to English heritage representatives in attendance at Stonehenge on sunrises that I feel inclined to do so, and whatever their answer may be, I shall thank them and bless them for their consideration. Stonehenge is a very sacred place to many peoples from all spiritual backgrounds, and I hope English heritage understands the importance of upholding and continuing to uphold our spiritual heritage. May I take this opportunity to thank you in advance for your consideration. With blessings, Lee D. Miller. P.S. In the interest of transparency and communication, I shall be sharing this hard copy of this email request with Wally, and please feel free to share this email with whomever you feel it would be appropriate to do so. Thank you. And Wally is a generic term for people who attend the roundtable meetings, members of the public that wish to remain anonymous. And so thus I am sharing this with you if you're a member of the public and you're anonymous. So you're a Wally too. So lots of love.